All right, welcome back. Yeah. So, give me a little recap. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about how to price your rental properties.
Okay.
Market rate, expense rate, ups and downs on that. Like, say you go the expense method.
Okay.
You come out with your number. Whatever your number is. We'll just use the same number we've been using. Say we come up with $1,000. But on the flip side, in your neighborhood, your properties are renting for $750. But you put it up there for $1,000 because you got to make $1,000. You don't know what you don't know on how to adjust it.
Correct.
So it sits there because nobody's rushing over to rent your place for $250 more than what everybody else rents for. Eventually, you find somebody that rents it. You're going to have a problem down the road because your tenant is going to start talking to neighbors. And one of those neighbors is going to say, well, it's nice to see somebody rented this place. You know, it was vacant for several months. And your tenant's going to start thinking, well, why? What's wrong with this place? Why was it vacant for so long? Then they're going to start picking it apart. Then if you lowered the rent to get it rented, they're going to be, well, how come the rent was so high? What was wrong with... They're going to lose that tenant down the road. They're going to talk themselves out of living there because they can't figure out what's wrong with it. They can't figure out why you think it's worth more than what everything else is. You're going to be caught in that vicious cycle of trying to find tenants where you're trying to hold a rent that's too high. And my suggestion is, if you've got a property like that, you bought wrong. You make your money when you buy a property.
Okay.
You receive your money when you sell the property.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in a property that's like that, say you inherited it or some realtor talked you into buying it and now the rents have tanked, sell the property. You may not make a profit, but you'll cut your losses.
So try not to rent it out and make it up. Sell the property and start with one that's more conducive to actually turning a profit.
Yeah, unless you're comfortable being creative and you're managing your own stuff, like renting out the rooms, which is a whole different rental agreement, a whole different approach,
right.
A whole different way to deal with things. And you and I know a lot of this, but a lot of our audience doesn't, and that's why we're doing this. The other thing you can try to do is a lease option on it. We get a little bit of money up front from somebody that can't buy a house for whatever their reason is. They can't swing the loan. They got a little bit of down payment, whatever, but they just can't get things put together. You can reach out to some real estate agents. Or recently I had a good friend of mine, been in the business a long time. You got to be in the right place. You got to understand this. You can try Airbnb in it, but you really got to be in the right location. You really got to understand how Airbnb works. You got to have a whole different infrastructure because it's a whole different business. I've got friends that are doing it, so I've got resources I can pull, and that might be something that maybe we get into at a later date on a way to solve that problem. But you've got to be in a location where people want to go to. You know,
Very interesting.
Yeah, and
so you're telling me that Airbnb probably wouldn't work for like Natomas?
It might, but not as well as, say,
Malibu.
San Diego, Malibu, even Midtown Sacramento, Tahoe, places like that, where you can make a lot of money on Airbnb. I'm just doing the math. But like I say, that's another topic for another time because it's a whole nother...
when you're purchasing your property and you're buying it to rent that property out, is there a formula or something along those lines that should be put in place before purchasing that property?
There's a bunch of steps that I tell people to go through and that I've gone through when purchasing a property, and a lot of it depends. I get a couple years worth of the rent rolls. Who's been living there? What have they been paying for rent? What rent increases are going on? Get a rental market survey done. A competent realtor can get that done for you. I suggest you do your own. The easiest, quickest place to look is Craigslist. Dial it into the zip code. Dial it into the type of property you have. See what's up for rent. Go look at them. Make some phone calls. You're running, I can't emphasize this enough, man. You're running a business. Treat it like a business. take a few basic, I mean, you can go to YouTube, take a few basic business finance, business marketing courses in a matter of a few hours. And then go to the website, listen to parts of the book on how to set your property up on YouTube, how to constantly be marketing your property.
Now, all of this content, of course, is available at cashcowsystems.org, but it's also available on iTunes, it's available on Spotify, it's on Amazon. The information's
on the
there.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's on everything. So it's there.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Or
to stream it.
almost. Yeah.
Well, no, to stream it, it's free.
Really?
Yes.
Sweet. I should go out and listen to some of my own stuff. It's cool. Yeah.
The answers are there, guys. cashcowsystems.org. Tell me more.
Okay, so you guys kind of got the gist of the expense method, adding everything up, seeing where it's at, seeing what's going on. The app market is go out and figure out what's going on the market. You're basically using the same resources. You're going out to Craigslist and you're looking to see my 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in zip code XYZ. There's this many out there. This is what they look like. This is what the landlords are giving people. And then you go out and you price yours accordingly after you've done the math on what your expenses are so you can build in your profit. You don't want your property sitting out there for months on end vacant. One, your insurance will go up if you're insuring it. Vacant properties, most insurance companies I know, they raise the rent or raise the premium on a vacant because there's more liability on their part.
Explain to me why they would do that. Explain that.
What, the insurance company raised?
It seems
it's a liability thing. You have a rental property you're insuring.
It seems that it would be the other way around, that it would be more...
late. If a pipe breaks, it floods the whole house because nobody's living there to turn the water off. Broken windows, all the kind of things that can happen that happen to a house when nobody's in them. I mean, how many times you read about somebody going on vacation and the hose broke between the washing machine and the and nobody was there? So, gee, if somebody had been home, turned the water off, it'd be vacuum up the water in the hallway. Nobody was home for 8 days, and now the whole house is kind of flooded, and the neighbors noticed it. And 2 days later, they're like, "There's still water running down the driveway at Margot's house. Let's go see." You know, their pet turtle swimming in those shows up and goes, "Oh man, they're gonna have a hell of a water bill when they turn the water off." Note on the door: "Please contact your local." Yeah,
you just love your rabbit trails, don't you?
I'm telling you, man, I go down the rabbit hole all the time. But you know why I can go there is because I've experienced a bunch of this stuff. Okay. Working with investment companies, we've gone out and bought foreclosure homes where you go knock on the door, the house is vacant, and you're like, all right, I know this house is vacant. There's no blinds on the windows. Half of them are broke. I hear running water. I don't see where it's coming from. Don't open that garage door.
Yeah.
Just turn the water off. We'll be back.
All bad. All bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, it happens. So there's more liability. They raise your premium.
All right. Well, let's go to a break. Come back and a little bit more. We'll be right back.